Hi, my name is Thorsten Schmidt and welcome back on the NMS Prime channel. Today I am happy to announce release of version 2.4 at the NMS Prime channel, and as you can see we are just in a new office. This is my new office, maybe for some years, and let's get into it. So what is new in version 2.4? Before we begin with the new features, I just want to give you some statistical overview. And what is new in the project is that we've added 1000 files were changed in between version 2.3 and 2.4. Version 2.3 was released in the beginning of July, and version 2.4 will be released at the end of, or the middle at the end of September. So 1000 files changed, 100,000 files of new, or 100,000 new lines of code, 60,000 lines of removed code, so about 40,000 completely new lines of code. There are more than 50 pull requests in version 2.4, so in the 3 months there were more than 50 topics addressed in the new version. And last but not least, 400 commits are in these 3 months happening. And now we want to jump into the future list, what is new in NMS Prime, so let's jump into this. First of all, we see that there's an upgrade to Laravel 5.3, which is also a big step for us. In some of the next releases we will upgrade to the last Laravel version, I guess it's 5.6, but there was many stuff to do between 5.2 and 5.3. Most of the upgrade stuff was done by Christian and I guess by Patrick. And what is the biggest influence which you will see is that in version 2.3 there is a new authentication system. So up until version 2.3 we've got our own authentication API for NMS Prime, and from version 2.4 we are using the Bouncer project, which is an official Laravel package which will do all the authentication stuff. And in practical, if you are getting to the new system, so this is our demo system, you see there's also the cool new logo which you voted for the beginner, for the winner. And now I just want to log in, and customer is the login for the demo system. And we just want to jump into the authentication stuff so that you can see a little bit what has changed in the new version. So authentication means the user roles are okay. That's just because we are normal customer. We cannot see the user roles, so we need to become super user. So I think the password is saved in my browser. Yes, it is. And now you see when we are super user, we've got global user settings and user roles. And now I want to jump into user roles. And for example, if we want to see what admin can do, we've just got these new fields, and you can say these are all the modules inside NMS Prime. And now you can assign, delete and change stuff inside it. And of course, you can do it to every model which is inside NMS Prime, but you can also say, okay, just add these for every model, and then we can say we just want to move some stuff away. So this is one of the biggest changes inside version 2.4. So the authentication is completely reworked, and thanks to Christian for doing this. Was I guess quite a complicated issue. Okay, so now we are using the Bouncer project, new authentication, and there's an upgrade to Laravel 5.3. And what I have heard from our developers is that the upgrade to the latest version of Laravel will not be this complicated like the upgrade to version 5.3. Okay, authentication user interface has been reworked. I have told you this. Then we've added some new CMTSs like Ares and Motorola, and maybe we just want to jump into this. So for example, if you go to CMTS, if you add a new CMTS, then you will see that there are more different CMTSs like before. And let's say, for example, we are using an arrays. Now we can also use different arrays types of the CMTS. This kind of stuff is all done inside an array, inside a configuration. So if you want to add more CMTSs, it's just simple. So there's a generic interface, and I guess you will find it. Maybe we jump into this. If we go to GitHub, there's a configuration array where you can add your own CMTSs. I guess it's inside modules, provisioning base, which is this stuff, and then it's inside the configuration folders. And here we've got an array called CMTSs, and here's the vendor and the vendors of the CMTSs, and here are the types which are actually supported. So if you want to add new CMTSs, then just add it to this array and make a pull request to our project, and then it will be available to you. And this is also new in version 2.4. Split settlement run means that if you are using the billing module, you can now make different runs of the billing cycle, and do for every SEPA account you have different runs. So for example, if you have different companies which will be using the billing, and maybe some products like TV are getting in the first company, and like internet are billed by another company, then you can split the settlement run to make it first for the first company and then for the second company. So this is done by Nino. I guess also quite complicated, but it's getting into version 2.4, and maybe if you want to jump more into billing, there are still some videos online which will explain how SEPA accounts, companies, and all this stuff are connected together. And in version 2.4 you can calculate for each SEPA account, make a different settlement run. This is also quite cool, because if you change something inside a small stuff and want to redo the settlement run, not for all your customers, but just for a small part, so for a special SEPA account, then you can rerun the entire billing process just for a small group or for one SEPA account which you are hosting. So, okay, show firmware distribution on dashboard and modem index page. I'm not quite sure if I can still see it here. So I guess there will be some kind of array or Gauge. I'm not quite sure. I don't see it until now, but I guess it will be available soon, or maybe it's just a permission problem that we don't see it. But this will be also in version 2.4. Detailed contract analysis is also quite cool. So if we jump to the dashboard, in the last release you just get one line at the contract analysis page. Now we split it into TV, VoIP, internet, and active contract, so that you have an overview how many different types of tariffs you are offering to your customers. So this is quite cool for your marketing section. And in one of the next days there will be also available some kind of table where you can see how many of these types of internet, VoIP, and active contracts and stuff like this are new in the last week, 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, and so on. So there will be some kind of table available soon. This is not merged until now, but this is done by Roy, and thanks to him for doing this. And this is also important, especially for us as cable operators, because if you have your own marketing or PR inside your company, then you need all kind of numbers to get the big picture of how the company is working and how many new customers you've got per week, per month, and so on, and also how many customers you are losing or which are canceling your contracts. So this will be new in release 2.4. I still cannot show you everything, but I guess some weeks and you will experience by your own. So okay, and then we've added the new documentation framework. The new documentation framework enables the usage of special help pages on every site. And just for example, if we are at IP pools or CMTSs, then we see a help symbol here, and we just can click documentation, or we just can click YouTube, and then it will especially jump to the video, which will give you the best help at the time for this topic. Or just for example, we will go to QoS, and if you want to know more about QoS, you can click at YouTube, and then we are just jumping directly into the help pages, which are most likely helping you in this situation. And what is also new is that we've got a guided installation framework on the dashboard. So if you're installing NMS Prime the first time via RPM or via Git, it will automatically check what next to do. And if you go to the dashboard, then you see a news section. So if your system is not still completely set up correctly, then you will see the videos and the documentation what you should do next to get NMS Prime running. If you have done everything well, then you will see our latest news. So maybe if we push a new version, then there will be a news section about a new version available, or if there's some other critical stuff which you should do, then these will be available on dashboard. And again, if you install the system completely new, then you just always jump back to dashboard and see what you should do next, and this will speed up the installation for you dramatically, because there are always links to YouTube for the next steps for you, and so it should become quite more easy to set up NMS Prime. So okay, let's jump back to the topics. We've added a new logo and design. Thanks for voting for the new logo. The winner was this topic, so I found it quite a cool logo. And there's the new design, so some color changes and stuff like this. But let's get back into the demo system. So, okay, what is also new is that we've added new language support with Crowdin. Crowdin is a translation platform. I've made a special video about it. So NMS Prime is from now completely available also in Spanish language. Thanks to Pablo Leymar, I've made a special video about it. And if you want to translate NMS Prime in a different language, then you just can use the Crowdin project, and you can easily translate NMS Prime without technical or programming knowledge. So from version 2.4 we will support multiple provisioning in parallels, which means that you can run different provisioning systems at one CMTS. This is quite cool for larger operators. If you want to move from one provisioning system to the NMS Prime system, then this will also be available in version 2.4. Logging, there's the ability that if you deleted some objects inside the database and you want to restore them, then you just can go into global logs, and maybe we should check for a deleted object. Yeah, for example, here's a modem deleted. We can go into this. There's still a mistake here, so maybe it's because I'm not on the demo system and in my development machine. But then you will see that you can restore a model correctly, and afterwards the modem will be available soon. So okay, then some coding stuff which is more internal stuff, so maybe not this quite interesting, but we moved globally from MyESAM to InnoDB. We've got many discussions about this topic, but InnoDB was our choice until now, and we've just moved all tables which were historically at MyESAM to InnoDB. Then there are some improvements for the net user import, and of course there are many small improvements and fixes. And thanks for watching until now. I guess if you experience any problems with authentication while moving from 2.3 to 2.4, then there is a special command. We will create a documentation page here, what you should do if you experience problem during login. You just need to run an artisan command and tell a user that he is the new admin. This is just because we moved from our own authentication API to the Bouncer project, so don't worry if there's any problems with the login. Then maybe just read this article. It will be available soon. Okay, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. We will see you in the next video, and that's it. Maybe just one comment. If you see how many developers are involved in NMS Prime project at the time, then you can just check out the GitHub project, and you see at the time 9 contributors. I guess in the future the number will still get higher, because there are many announcements from everywhere around the world that people want to support our project and want to get involved also in coding. And thanks until now. Thanks for watching. We will see in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. That's it. Ciao.